All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to talk about Errol Spence Jr. throwing something out about his next fight and his return, which will more than likely be against Keith Thurman. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we are going to give you an update that came from Errol Spence Jr. You know he likes to be cryptic with it. However, he has some news that he put out there, and we are going to talk about that as far as his next fight. But before I get into that, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit that subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And also, I want to say special thank you to my man T. Orlando Pearson. Thank you so much for being new to the channel, being such a great contributor to the channel. Oh, an apology. We in our live stream sometimes things get a little heated. I've been known to fly off the handle a little bit. So my apologies to you, brother, but I appreciate you so much. And also thank you to everybody that supports in the channel, in the super chats and the cash apps, and also in the super thanks that more and more people are doing in videos like this, which helps content creators like myself and others that you enjoy continue on with their channels. So thank you guys so much. So Errol Spence Jr. let a tweet out today and said April XX. So April XX. Now, as you know, there's Errol Spence Jr. likes his cryptic tweets like Terence Crawford likes his cryptic tweets, and Jaron Ennis likes his cryptic tweets, but he is not an unintelligent person, quite the opposite from what I can see. And he knows what that will lead people to believe. And that is what everybody wanted to know, which is when is he going to be back? So it seems as if he is going to be back in April. Now, he did not say who the fight was going to be against, but process of elimination works many, many times. Well, if you take an SAT or an ACT or any of those type of tests, standardized testing, process of elimination is very important to getting a good score, right? You look for the answer that does not make sense at all and get rid of that. You get rid of, and there's going to be two of those answers that just don't make any sense. And you may have to pick between the two that are most realistic, and you find out, okay, where does that leave you? So in this instant, there are three things that Errol Spence Jr. could be doing. One is he can fight Terence Crawford. Second thing he could do is fight Jaron Ennis. Or he could fight Keith Thurman, or he could fight the mandatory Stanionis. That's four. Excuse me. I said three. That's four. If you discount going up to 154 and dropping all his belts, because he said that he would be spinning the block. So will it be Terence Crawford? More than likely not. And why would you say that? Martin, why would you say that it's not Terence Crawford? Well, Terence Crawford just fought in December. That's 3 months. And Errol Spence Jr. said that he was going to be announcing his fight a few weeks ago, but he got in a car accident. So that postponed an announcement that he was going to make. So the fight that he was going to have is a fight that he had already agreed to several weeks ago, after he found out Terence Crawford was not going to fight him. So that takes Terence Crawford out of there. Jaron Ennis is on a card on next week in DC on Gervonta Tank Davis's undercard. So you know it's not going to be Jaron Ennis, because Jaron Ennis has a fight in January and you don't know whether or not Jaron Ennis is going to win or not. So he didn't negotiate a fight with him. So who does that leave? That leaves Stanionis, and it leaves the winner, Stanionis and Virgil Ortiz. They have agreed to a fight, and we don't even know the fight date for that yet. So we know it's not them. And we finally come down to the best answer. The best answer is Keith Thurman, who was ordered to fight Errol Spence Jr. by the WBC, and also TGB, Tom Brown Promotions, went to the WBA to ensure that Errol Spence Jr. would be able to fight the WBC mandatory and not the WBA mandatory, and the WBA approved it, right? So there you go. Most likely this is Keith Thurman. And, it's probably not something that Errol Spence Jr. likes to do, particularly because, Errol Spence Jr. had said that he would never fight him. Now, what happened and why would he have to fight him? Because it's a mandatory. He may have just said that he would never fight him voluntarily, right? But in the situation where you get ordered to make the fight and you want to get the undisputed title and you don't have another fight on your plate, then Keith Thurman is the best option for Errol. And so apparently he went for him, and it's going to be in the April timeframe, which is not too far away. We're now at the end of December. So you get January, February, you got January, February, and March. Right. So that's 12 weeks. If it's in the beginning of April, right after or in the mid part of April, Errol Spence Jr. can get through the holidays and then jump into his 12-week training camp. And we can start talking about a fight with Errol Spence Jr. that we know is going to actually happen. And that is Keith Thurman. Now, some people have come out and said they don't think Keith Thurman would fight him. They think Keith Thurman will duck him. No, Keith Thurman is not going to duck him if he's there for the mandatory. Keith Thurman does not have another option to get back on top in boxing besides Errol Spence Jr. And I like the fight. Now, there's a lot of people that say, okay, well, Errol is going to destroy Keith Thurman inside of 3 rounds. And as soon as he hits him to the body, he's going to fold and all of that stuff. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's not true. I will tell you, though, that he is as qualified an opponent as there is in that division. And at this moment right now, he's the best available option for Errol Spence Jr. because the other guys in the top division are all fighting. And it's not like Errol ducked anybody because he's trying to fight for the undisputed title. Now, some people are going to say, well, why would he do that? Just go straight to Terence Crawford, get back in negotiations with Terence Crawford. First on that one is, he may not be allowed to get back into negotiations with Terence Crawford because the sanctioning bodies had held off all of his mandatories for all of 2022 to allow him to unify those titles, right? The WBA did not enforce a mandatory on Yordenis Ugas so that Yordenis could fight Errol Spence Jr. in April of last year, right? So the WBA overlooked their mandatory. The IBF did not issue a mandatory on Errol Spence Jr. and neither did the WBC. All of this while Errol was after Errol had unified 3 of the belts and was trying to unify those titles with Terence Crawford. So now I don't know if they're going to be willing to wait another year worth of negotiations to try to make that unification take place. More than likely, I would suspect more than likely they will not do that. So that option, even if Terence Crawford was willing to make the fight, will probably not be there. But I like the fight with Keith Thurman and Errol. I think that's a good fight. I'm excited about the fight. As far as how the fight will do and how fight fans will receive the fight, I think there'll be a lot of people really interested in seeing the fight. Keith Thurman has a lot bigger fan base than some people want to admit that he does. And he's a very, very solid fighter that has a name that is recognizable and known to everybody. And it's going to be a good lead into the fight. They do not like each other. Definitely Errol don't like Keith Thurman. So more than likely he's going to go in there looking to do some dirt. But anyway, it is what it is. That's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.